Hi, Sudis. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim Awesome Naya. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I do not bring this kind of content here anymore, but somebody sent this to me and I thought I'll bring it here. And I am going to say this. You all be gaslighting yourselves recently and trying to bait us. The reality is that we are not coming out and we are not speaking, and that it's some period. Anyways, you talked about how, the braids you are wearing are Viking braids. I know you are blind, and you don't see properly because you don't know the meaning of Vikings braids, right? You also want to tell us that we don't know what we are saying, but it's all right. Like you say, you like to braid your hair and all that. I am going to give you one advice, and that is there is this particular cream Black people use to maintain their braids and make it last longer, right? You should try relaxer. Relax that hair. It is going to help you. And while relaxing it, there is also this cream they call Veet. It is very good for people that wear braids, right? Also, there is also this African cream that we use on our hair, and that is Aboniki. I don't know if you all know Aboniki, one of the best cream ever to put on your hair, right? My people, I hope you know. Yeah, try Aboniki. This is not for my people. This is for other people that also want their hair to look like Black people when they braid it. Try it. It's going to make your hair last longer and glowing too. You won't even lose your hair when you finish braiding, and to just be very strong and longer, right? Let's get into
These people are going to make me go bald one day.
I'm allowed to wear braids. I've been seeing a lot of hate comments about my braids saying it's offensive, disgusting, it's cultural appropriation, it's fucked up. How is it fucked up when Vikings are the ones that invented braids?
What truly astounds me is that white people continue to use the same talking point as if it's going to change our minds one day. No, we have debunked this multiple times already. At this point, I am getting exhausted of going down this rabbit hole. What you are wearing, Natalie, is not Viking braids. What you have in your hair is Black and African braids. That's what it actually is. Natalie, let's be so for real right now. Braids was originated and invented in ancient Africa. Vikings did not discover it first, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, for fuck's sakes, Natalie, if you're going to be confident, at least be right. The origination and invention of braids is not the main topic. The main topic of this conversation is you trying to make Black and African braids Viking. And you saying that is Viking braids, which it is not, is cultural appropriation. If you said, yes, I have Black and African braids in my hair and I do my best to pay homage and respect the culture and the people, then by all means, we don't give a shit. The only thing we ask of you is make sure you put reliever in your hair so your hair doesn't fall out, because your hair is not strong enough to have all that tightness in your scalp. And those beads in your hair, Natalie, that is Black and African. Vikings didn't have beads in their hair either. We have been rocking beads, feathers, pearls, jewelries for a very long time. White people never did that, and Vikings never did either.
If you are really that offended by me wearing braids in 2025, you need to get a grip on reality. It is not that deep.
Only thing white people ever done was force Black women to cover their hair, stop them from ever decorating their hair because white women felt intimidated by Black women's confidence and reassurance. Teaching law. Look it up. Those beads, feathers, pearls, and jewelries that Black women was using to decorate their hair, all of that came from Africa. So not only white people stopped Black women from ever decorating their hair, but they canceled the trade entirely from Black women to ever get those resources again. And one more thing, Natalie, these are Viking braids. Take a really good look at these braids. Notice how none of these braids look like anything you have in your hair. That's because what you have is not Viking braids. These are Black and African braids. You see the difference? The Black and African braids is exactly what you have in your hair. So in case you want to wear Black and African braids, just say that. Just be respectful and stop trying to culturally appropriate and stop trying to take our culture and make it Viking. If you want to wear Viking braids, maybe try these out. And I promise you, no one is not going to say a damn thing about it. But you're not going to wear those Viking braids, are you? Of course not. You want to wear our braids. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just admit that you want to wear our braids. Like, God damn, I know we're cool, but don't try to make it seem like our culture isn't our own.
Why are we arguing about hairstyle? And I just want to get one thing straight. If a person of can wear a wig that's blonde and straight, I can wear braids.
First of all, why did she mute the word person of color like it was a slur or an insult? Oh God, this video. Natalie, you seriously need to educate yourself, because you do understand that white and Europeans are not the only ones that have straight blonde hair and blue eyes, right? Africans, black people, Hispanic and Latinos, Arabs, Asians, Native Americans, they all can have straight blonde hair and blue eyes. Naturally. And one more thing, Natalie. People like you are the main reason why many black people today have such an issue with white people wearing black and African hairstyles. Because instead of just paying homage and being respectful and just owning up to it, you try to colonize our hairstyles, make it seem Viking, which it is not, and then you got your history wrong. Then you put beads in your hair that clearly signifies black and African hairstyles. Never in my fucking life, Natalie, have I ever seen white people or in history put any type of beads or feathers in their hairs. I only saw black and African women do that for not just history, but even as I grow up. White people are just now doing it because it is a trend. And it's not just black people that do it to Natalie. No, white people colonize and sexualize the hell out of Asian culture. Not to confuse them with a monolith, but they always get multiple different Asian cultures mixed up with one another as if they're the fucking same. They do it to Mexicans. They do it to Native Americans. It's a rinse, cycle, and repeat. Nothing is being taught and nothing is being learned. So if you want to wear the braids, Natalie, just admit that you like the culture, you want to wear the braids, and just be respectful. Oh my God, I cannot stress this enough. That is all I gotta say on the matter. I'm done.
People are trying to say it's offensive and cultural appropriation, and I just don't understand how. How can my hair be cultural appropriation when Vikings are literally the ones that invented braids?
Okay, I don't know how I became the resident white person whisperer when it comes to cultural appropriation and hairstyles, but here we are again. It remains true that I would rather take on the labor of trying to explain this to my fellow white people than pass the labor on to black creators who have been trying to explain these concepts to white people their entire lives. So let's see if we can get a little closer to a place of mutual understanding this time. So a lot of people have tagged me in the comments of this person's videos, and I think what's happening here is a fundamental misunderstanding of what cultural appropriation actually is and why it's problematic. Or maybe an incomplete understanding of cultural appropriation would be the better and more accurate language to use. So this creator is very confused in all of her videos. She doesn't know how she could possibly be getting accused of cultural appropriation when it was the Vikings who first invented braided hair. So a few things here. First of all, she's wearing her hair very obviously in cornrows, not just basic braids, and I think that she knows that, and I think that she's being a little bit knowingly disingenuous when she frames it by just calling them braids. And second of all, this whole Vikings invented braids thing is kind of a moot talking point because A, we don't actually know who invented braids. Lots of different cultures throughout all of human history have worn their hair in braids, and B, that's not what the problem actually is. This is where the misunderstanding comes into play. White people in America wearing black hairstyles is not problematic because black people invented it and you're stealing their invention. That's a misunderstanding of what the problem is. This creator most likely believes that cultural appropriation is simply when someone takes something from another culture that they do not belong to. And while that is an aspect of cultural appropriation and what makes cultural appropriation problematic at a systemic level, it's ultimately incomplete because no one actually has a problem with the basic concept of cultures sharing things. If I want to right now, I can go in my kitchen and make myself fried rice or a quesadilla, and no one's going to accuse me of being racially or culturally insensitive. Okay, you might be asking, so what's the difference? Why is it okay for you to culturally appropriate Asian food or Latino food, but it's not okay for you to appropriate a black hairstyle? The reason why I can go make a quesadilla right now is because no Latino person is getting turned down from a job because the boss says that they feel like their food that they make is unprofessional. They're not being systemically or institutionally discriminated against, dehumanized, or marginalized because of the fact that they like to put cheese in tortillas and put other things in there and grill it up and eat it. That's not to say that Latino people don't experience institutional or systemic discrimination. They absolutely do, but it's not on the basis of what kind of food they eat. Black Black people, however, do experience institutional and systemic discrimination and marginalization because of their hair. They are told regularly that wearing their hair in natural hairstyles like cornrows or bantu knots or locks is unprofessional or thuggish or unsightly. They are systemically dehumanized, profiled, and oppressed specifically because of these hairstyles. So it would not be culturally insensitive or disrespectful for me to make a quesadilla. However, if I were interviewing someone for a job and that person was Latino and I said, I don't want you stinking up the office kitchen with quesadillas and tacos and burritos, and I denied them that job because of the food that they eat, and then I went home and I threw a taco party for all of my white friends in my cul-de-sac, that would be a problem. Do you understand the distinction there? Hopefully, you understand the distinction there. And right now you might be thinking, yeah, but I didn't do that. I didn't deny anybody a job because of their hairstyle. I am not systemically oppressing Black people because of the way they wear their hair. Why should I be punished for the society that I live in? And that's why I think it's important to not think of this as punishment. Just think of it as a matter of basic respect and sensitivity. All you're doing when you refrain from wearing certain hairstyles as a white person in America is showing respect and sensitivity for the discrimination that you know does unfortunately exist in the society that you find yourself in.
What? You got a problem with my braids? Huh? Oh my God, it's just hair. Black women don't own braids. Girl, what is you talking about? I haven't said shit to you. Oh, you Black women are so jealous. Jealous of what? We don't complain when you guys wear weave. I'm not even wearing a weave. Or when you dye your hair blonde. So why should it matter that I'm wearing braids? It's just hair. I'm genuinely confused right now. I haven't said anything to you. I don't care about your hair. All of you Black women are just so jealous and bitter. Ma'am, I am literally minding my business. I don't care what you do to your hair. I'm a Black woman too. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her hair or her wearing braids. I don't understand why y'all are so mad. Girl, who the fuck are you? And I'm not mad. I didn't say anything. I don't care. You guys think you own everything. It's not your culture. Braids aren't culture. It's just hair. Girl, I literally don't give a fuck about your hair. If you want to damage your hair follicles, pulling your hair with box braids, be my guest. But I literally think at this point, you guys get braids literally just to antagonize Black women. And I swear to God, we do not fucking care. Leave us alone.
This is all I got from this video. And you all know I have not been bringing this kind of video anymore. Somebody sent it directly to my email. And I am going to say this. I don't care. I don't care what you people do at this point. Because the fact that you all are all looking for a way to bet Black people is just really very annoying. And also disgrace because you all are embarrassing. You are embarrassing yourself and your families and your friends. Because tell me how we have to keep saying the same thing every day. Now, let me tell you something. You see that braid, you can make it over and over. Why are we disturbed? Why are we even trying? I think nobody's actually disturbed, but do not be disturbed by this video. And if she's also looking for a way to make that hair last, I know she can also buy relaxer, right? Buy relaxer. There is also one cream that I know, and it's called Aboniki. For those that do not know, you can Google Aboniki. She can also mix it with a relaxer. And there is something that there is this cream also. It helps, keep your edges and your this thing in order. I can't remember the name, but yeah. Put it also there. But you can ask in the comment section. I'm sure some Black people remember the name of the cream. It's to help you to make your hair and your edges while you are braiding to make it grow, So make sure you add, you should relax her hair so it will be easier for her to comb the hair and so that the hair can also last longer, right? You all are so quick to come out here to gaslight yourselves and tell us that you are wearing Vikings braids. Like you don't know how Vikings braid look like, right? You may know that you are culture. It's a culture appropriation that you are doing. And you want to stand on it and still look for a way to gaslight yourself, not people that look like me. See, my people, do not fall for this. I don't get angry anymore because before I really get mad. Why do I usually get mad? Because I remember bringing videos of people I mean, like at work, they told him not to wear braids anymore. I also remember the young man that a white man told, if I must help you, you have to cut your locks. And the young man ended up cutting his locks for the man to help him. I also remember a young boy in school. There were still other people, white people, wearing locks, but his own, they had to cut his own. I'll tell him, like they expel him from school. So many stories that we hear every day about how all these things are not accepted when it comes to my people. When it comes to them, it is like very funky. It is really very good. It is like the most beautiful thing. Oh my God, you look good, you know. For us, it is ghetto. You are very ghetto. You are this, you are that. You are not supposed to wear this. You are not supposed to wear that. We hear different stories. We hear different stories. But the same thing that is not good for us is good for you. It's not good for us, but it's good for you. See, let me tell us something. One thing I want us to know is that you see that thing they tell you that they don't like it about you. They love it. They are looking for a way to make you stop it, right? So that they can pick it up. You can imagine if black people, maybe back then, decided that you see these locks, you see the braids, who won't be doing it anymore. Why? Because they do not like it. They make fun of us. They do this to us. They stop us from working. Or when they see you at work with braids, they want to fire you and all that. And I remember a black boy that went to apply for job. He had his hair is afro. Oh my God, his hair is so beautiful. And I wish my hair is as good as that and healthy. Guess what I told him? This your hair, I think it's gonna, it's gonna bring so much attraction. People are gonna look at you and all that. Can you, don't worry, can you cut it? Is that not discrimination? All these are the things we go through, but when you people wear it, it is the most beautiful thing. You all haven't said the day my ancestors will remember you, that your hair will shed it by fire, by force. You will be the one to say, you remember that, you all remember that woman she is dating a black boy, right? Black man or whoever he is. Now she was like doing braids back to back to despise people that look like me. And she did the one that when she finished, I think she did not tangle the hair and she tried washing it. The hair matted. That was the end of the hair. She ended up cutting her hair. It's coming to some people. I see it in my vision. Receive it. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.